Hello, Laura J. Hamilton here. On Valentine's Day, wanting to reach out to all of my fellow singles and give you a message of hope. Not in the you're good enough and you don't need a partner and the rah-rah womanhood stuff that some people go into when they're trying to justify their situation, which is simply what victims do: blame, complain, and justify. It's not about that at all. It's about saying that you are single now because you haven't yet found the right partner. And there is a book that I have referenced for several years called The Honeymoon Effect by Bruce Lipton. And when I was in a relationship, I read this book. And I read the book after I was out of that relationship as well. Because what Bruce talks about in that book is how so many of us in our society of victimhood and codependence, so many of us walk around dysfunctional, looking for someone to complete us. It's that twin flame idea of there was once a flame and then it was broken into two, and this is you and this is the partner that's going to complete you when you come together. And the last thing I want is a partner to complete me, because what usually happens is our subconscious is seeking someone whose dysfunction completes our own. And as a neurobiologist, Bruce actually breaks it down in terms of cell composition and how in an atom you've got neutrons and electrons, or protons and neutrons. I'm not very sciencey, so you'll have to read it yourself. But essentially there are three rings outside of an atom. And the inner two rings are balanced, but the outer ring is unbalanced, oftentimes in certain cells. And those are the chemical compounds that we know of as sodium chloride, for instance. And essentially what happens is sodium has 2 out of 7 electrons on the outer ring, and chlorine has 5 cells on the outer shell of the atom. And so this one is missing 2 and this one is missing 5. So when they find each other, they balance each other out perfectly. And I'm going to suggest, as Bruce does, that if you are single, now is your time to become complete and whole in and of yourself. And something my mom has often said to me in the last year plus that I've been single is 1 is a whole number. You are more than enough just on your own. And Bruce does talk about noble gases, which are cells that are complete and balanced in and of themselves. They don't need someone else's dysfunction to complete their own because they worked on themselves. And it does take work and effort and time to really get to that place of being comfortable in your own outer shell. Speaking in terms of the atom and the outer shell, that is oftentimes incomplete for so many in our society. And so I hope that as you celebrate this most commercial day, a day that is sometimes the only day in a year where people really go out of their way to spoil and treat their partner, aside from on birthdays and maybe Christmas. And isn't it really more about enjoying each other all year round and celebrating your love more than just on February 14th? I know in the relationship that I look forward to enjoying, Valentine's Day will just be another day, because I intend to celebrate every day and bring love not only into the day, but into our life together. And I hope that the same is true for you. So if you are single and suffering in self-pity today, pull yourself out and ask yourself what you can do to become whole and complete in and of yourself. How can you treat yourself to an awesome Valentine's Day so that you're not looking for someone else to do it for you. And let me tell you, if you do enjoy and celebrate yourself today and get out of the neediness of looking for someone else to do it for you, someone will be watching. Someone will notice because you will move out of that needy energy. And somebody that is more complete and whole in and of themselves will be able to say, hey, who's that? And I really hope that it's you when the time is right. There is a healing process that is required for after the end of any relationship. And so if you have recently ended a relationship, give yourself time to be on your own and be good with that. And if you've been on your own for longer, like some of us have, then also be okay with the fact maybe you haven't found the right person yet, or maybe you have and you don't even know it yet. Remain hopeful and keep working on yourself. And enjoy today as if you were celebrating with the greatest love of your life, because you are. It's you. You are the greatest love of your life. You are the one that completes yourself. So I hope that this serves you. I celebrate you, and I wish you love in every day of the year. Laura J. Namaste.